special show today. I have a special guest host. Don could not be here today. Shout out to my co-host, Don Smyle. He's going to be at home today and could not join us. But I have a very special guest. She is kind of a local celebrity. And I say that because everyone in Mooresville knows her because she is one of the very few unicorn lifelong residents. Good morning, Amy Cheryl.
Good morning. Nice to be here. Yes, I am a native of Mooresville. So everyone knows me.
Yeah.
Or my family.
It is
or my husband's family.
The perfect. So Cheryl, that is the name. That is local. You kind of go everywhere we go. I think. I just see people come up and hug you. People are like, "Amy, how are you?" That's why I call you a celebrity because everyone knows you.
Local.
Yeah.
Local Mooresvillian celebrity.
Yeah. Now you get out of Mooresville, then you're like, but yeah. So I'm very glad to have you. Here. Thank you for joining us today. We also have two other special guests with us today. Our guests for the show from Lake Norman Orchestra, Sam Kyzer, music director. Thank you for joining us.
It's a delight to be here.
And we have Doug Lawrence, orchestra president. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, so glad you all joined us. I'm excited to talk about all things Lake Norman Orchestra. But before we do, we like to make sure our listeners are informed and bring them all the things that are going on in the area with our In the News segment. All right. So, been scanning the headlines. A couple things that stood out that I wanted to share. Iredell Statesville Schools Nutrition Celebration has actually been featured in a national magazine.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So it's School Nutrition Magazine. It's a national publication that serves school nutrition professionals across the United States. The article was titled Dairylicious Celebration, and it highlighted the district's month-long celebration of dairy in January and showcased how the entire community came together to promote the nutritional benefits of dairy in a fun and engaging way. It's really cool because they did like dress-up contests, they did coloring contests, live milk carton characters. So I thought that was pretty cool. You know, nutrition is very important, especially for kids to learn at a young age. Our local Cottle Creek Elementary School actually collaborated with Primetime for Kids to teach students about dairy farming and the nutritional benefits of dairy. So shout out to Cottle Creek. And the kids even got awards and prizes from the Dairy Alliance, who, participated in those contests. So, yeah,
very
shout
cool.
out.
Yeah.
Iredell Statesville Schools being in national magazines. That's right. Okay, now this next story that I want to share, you guys may have heard about this. Did you know that the 250th anniversary of America is coming up?
Yep.
You've heard it?
Yep.
You've heard about this?
Yes.
Okay. So the town of Mooresville recently celebrated our own 150th anniversary, which was the sesquicentennial.
Thank God you didn't make me say it.
Or me.
Sesquicentennial. Does anybody know what the 250th anniversary would be called? Nope. I'm going to try to say it. I'm going to try
I see
to
it on
say
paper, but I'm not quite sure how to say it.
Semi-quincentennial.
Okay.
Wow, well done.
I think that's easier than
Sesquicentennial.
Yes.
It's the semi-quincentennial, the 250th celebration.
Wow.
So America will celebrate this on July 4th, 2026. So next year, it will be one of the biggest Independence Days that we've had in a while because it's our 250th. We have 16 months about to get ready for this large 4th of July celebration. And really, they say it's the biggest one since the bicentennial, which was the 200th anniversary in 1976. So this is really the largest celebration since then. I will, and really for most of us adults, this will be the largest one really in our lifetime that we'll celebrate. So, kind of a big deal for next year. Make sure our independence celebrations are on point for 2026. But a couple ways people are getting involved across the U.S., but even the state, like here locally, the U.S. Semi-Quincentennial Commission was established by Congress back in 2016. So they've been planning this for a while. A lot of work goes into these celebrations, especially at the federal level. So they established this commission in 2016. America250.org was created. It's a nonprofit organization that will support all of the events and help coordinate all those events that go into this celebration. Um, there's a project coordinator for the North Carolina Department of Natural and Cultural Resources, which is Dan Brose. What are we doing locally? So Iredell County has a committee now. It consists of 29 members. The libraries are very involved. The Iredell County Library Director, Julie Moore, but also even our Mooresville Library Director, Marion Lytle,
Okay.
has been involved. There's 4 subcommittees: the Education Committee, the Preservation Committee, the Marketing and Tourism Committee, and the Literary Committee. So if you are interested in helping make this celebration special for our county, for our country, then you can contact Julie Moore, which is julianne.moore at iredellcountync.gov. And you can sign up for one of the committees if you'd like to be a part of that. But lots going on. They'll actually be publishing some family histories. It'll be the 3rd volume of the Iredell County Heritage Book Series, and Andy Poor, our Mooresville town historian, has been a part of that. Of course, he runs the local history and archives department for the library, and he's digitized volumes 1 and 2 of those Iredell County family histories. And so now they'll be rolling out that volume 3 in celebration of our 250th. So lots of fun things going on with our semi-quincentennial.
Well done.
Semi-quincentennial. Got it.
Yes,
Think I
yes,
get it.
lots going on. And then lastly, just want to mention tickets are now available for the 2025 Iredell County Sports Hall of Fame induction banquet. I love that we do this. They host it every year and induct local kind of Hall of Famers from local sports. I love that we're able to shine a light on that. You probably went to high school with some of them.
Probably at Mooresville Senior High, they do have a Hall of Fame that they induct every year.
Okay.
So,
Do you
kind of very
recognize any of the
similar.
names of the
Let's
2025
see.
class?
I know JB Mooney. He's
Okay.
the professional bull rider.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
JB Mooney, bull
Mhm.
rider. Okay.
Put me on the spot here.
I know.
That's all I
Recognize?
recognize.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I do
Well,
recognize
see?
JB. He's a big deal.
Okay. So we're going to be inducting
Mhm.
those local Hall of Famers, and that's going to be 6 p.m. on Monday, May 19th at the Statesville Civic Center. Tickets are $50 in advance and will cost $60 at the door. And you can purchase tickets by reaching out to Steve Rankin at srossrankin@yahoo.com if you would like to attend that. So lots going on, lots coming up. I'm super excited to talk to Lake Norman Orchestra. You guys have an event coming up on April 27th at the Jovi Knox Auditorium. I want to talk about that and then everything else that you guys do. So we will be right back after the break to talk with Sam and Doug of Lake Norman Orchestra.
Stick around. More Heart Mooresville with host Christine Patterson and Don Smyle is coming up on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the warm weather hanging around as we stay in the upper 70s to near 80 for the next several days, but not necessarily the dry weather hanging around. Don't forget the rain gear on the way out the door over the next couple of days. It won't rain all the time. In fact, far from that. I expect there to be more dry time than wet time, but you should be ready for the occasional shower or a pop-up thunderstorm over the next couple of days. 1 or 2 of those could be strong this afternoon. That's your forecast. The WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like iCats Public Transit.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. This Saturday is the Spring Taba Walk in Old Town Cornelius. The area's premier arts and music festival is a fun-filled event with something for the entire family, including 2 stages of live performances, local artists and vendors, craft breweries, food trucks, a petting zone, kid areas, games, giveaways, and more. We'll see you Saturday in Old Town Cornelius for the Spring Taba Walk. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday night with a performance by Trax Trio. The trio will cover a wide variety of music from a range of styles and genres, plus include their own original music. Call 704-872-9990 or visit the 500 Club online for more details on live music this Saturday night. Join Eastwood Homes for the grand opening of Peyton's Creek in Statesville on Laurel Cove Road, May 3rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Discover stunning 1 to 2 acre home sites, explore Eastwood's Build on Your Lot program, and enjoy tasty food, sweet treats, music, games, and family fun. May 3rd, don't miss this exciting community celebration. Hey Lake Norman, Pulp Juice and Smoothie Bar is having their grand opening on Tuesday, April 22nd at their brand new Cornelius location, 9623 Bailey Road, Suite 101. Come out, try one of their amazing fresh smoothies, and while you're there, enter for a chance to win free smoothies for an entire year. Get the details and enter online at pulpjuiceandsmoothie.com. Again, that's Tuesday, April 22nd. See you at Pulp Cornelius. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Floors, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
All things Mooresville to keep you in the Noseville. Join in the conversation by calling 844-STUDIO-4. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to I Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, and I'm loving the classical feel, the shift in music today. And the reason for that is because we have Sam Kyzer, music director for Lake Norman Orchestra, and Doug Lawrence, orchestra president. Again, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Morning.
So we have this awesome event coming up on the 27th at the Jovi Knox Auditorium. So I just want you to talk a little bit about the event really quick, and then I want to get into background and all about you. But give us the tea on the event coming up on April 27th.
We are so excited about the Lake Norman Orchestra concert on Sunday, April 27th at 3 p.m. at the Jovi Knox Auditorium there in the Mooresville Citizen Center. And we haven't played this venue since I've been the conductor for the last 4 years. So we're very excited about bringing our special, unique orchestra offerings to this stage.
I love it. Well, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear you guys play. So I guess tell us a little bit about and this question is to each of you. We'll start with Sam. How did you end up being a music director for the Lake Norman Orchestra?
Well, I was a public school band director, music teacher for about 35 years.
That'll do it.
And then I retired, and then I started teaching some private lessons, and I ended up teaching the strings at this private school. And I even though I played in professional orchestras and jazz bands for a long time, I had never played a string instrument in the string section. So I got a viola, and I joined the Lake Norman Orchestra as the worst viola player in the history. And so I played with them, and then we were going to go to Europe, and then COVID-19 hit,
Yeah.
and so we had to split up. So during that time, the conductor, I had filled in for the conductor a little bit, and we came back after COVID-19. The conductor was gone, and they asked me to be the interim conductor, and that was 4 years ago.
Okay.
To 2020. So that's why my email address is LKNO Conductor 2020, because
Okay.
that's when it all started. And we've had such tremendous numbers growth. I think the first rehearsal I was at with the orchestra, there were 8 or 7.
Wow.
And Sunday we have a 52-member full orchestra.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
proud and
So
pleased
nice.
about our
Yes.
growth. And they play and they sound so good. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, I'm excited. Now, I just for those of us that don't speak orchestra language, what is the difference between, you said a viola? What's the difference between a violin and a viola?
Violin is probably one of the oldest orchestra instruments that there is, 4 strings. The viola is slightly larger and produces a lower sound. And then its
Ah.
cousin, the cello, is even bigger, provides the tenor voice. And then there's the string bass, my favorite string instrument of all time. And it's much bigger. And that way
Okay.
you get 4 different levels of sound. And when you balance those and everything goes right, It's just wonderful. I'm
Wow.
still hearing last night's rehearsal.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
now, is
Okay.
the viola larger in size than the violin?
Yes, it's larger in size and
Okay.
slightly deeper in
In
voice.
voice. Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you for clarifying. The viola. Now, what about you, Doug? How did you end up being the orchestra president?
Uh, I think I've been there 4 years now, and Sam and I used to play in another band,
Oh, okay.
and so I've always been interested in other types of music. I still play in a swing band in Salisbury,
Oh, nice.
Okay.
and Sam called me one day and he says, "You need to come help me." So Sam didn't have any percussion. I'm a saxophonist, and
Oh, I love a saxophone.
so I came up and ended up in percussion, playing timpani and conga drums, bongos, anything that beats. My wife says I can beat on the dashboard, you know.
Yes.
So and then we lost our president, and I just felt the need to help.
Yeah.
Step up.
Well, I
And
love
so
that.
between that and the style of music that we play, it's what people want to hear.
Yeah.
We do play some, symphonic music, orchestral music, but we also play popular music. In fact, the what we've got coming up, we're playing beach music. We're playing 3 songs from Journey. We're playing country music. Am I doing?
No, we are doing the song at the toward the end that you do.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we have some Broadway music. We also love playing Latin music
Oh
and
yeah.
music from
Oh.
films like Pirates of the Caribbean
Ooh,
and
wow.
Mission Impossible.
But we're also playing Star Trek and Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, I love that.
They
That's a
love
great
that.
song.
The trumpets love Star Trek.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we in the percussion do too. So
Well, I love that. On the graphic or the flyer to promote the event. It's where classical meets classic. You'll have everything from the Beatles, Empire Strikes Back, Led Zeppelin, Star Trek, Journey. Yeah, I think that's important, especially if you're trying to, get people interested in orchestra that maybe didn't have that interest before, and maybe don't have that knowledge of classical music or those pieces. Hearing for them to hear something that they recognize,
Relatable. Yeah.
yeah,
They can
is
understand it.
important for them to connect with that, and then maybe become a fan of orchestra or classical music that where they weren't before.
right, and something you got to remember about our orchestra is we are all volunteer.
Yeah,
Nobody gets paid.
right.
You gotta
This
love
is-
what you
gotta,
do.
yeah,
You
exactly.
got to love what you do. Sam puts in more hours than humanly possible because sometimes he has to arrange the music. We do buy some music. You got to remember that since we are a nonprofit, we don't charge
Yeah,
for any of our concerts
That's
or
right.
anything, so we live off donations.
And we don't have any membership fees either. That's something that startles a lot of people. We have a lot of people who are recent arrivals to our community.
yeah,
And we've fallen in love with them because when they relocate to North Carolina, like so many people are, they bring their music with them. Sometimes months in advance, they'll contact me and say, "We're moving to your area in a couple of months. Are you guys? When are your auditions and stuff like that?" We don't require auditions, and we don't require membership fees, and that really surprises a lot of people. But when they come and they experience the cool environment we've got going
Right.
on,
yeah.
they go, "Oh, we got this all figured out," and they're really enjoying it. We love
Okay.
Yeah,
them.
everybody looks happy because that's my job. I'm a facilitator.
Yes.
Okay. Well, so I have lots of questions. So I guess first to follow up on that, if someone was moving to the area, because as you know, a lot of people are moving to the area right now. What if they play an instrument, want to get involved in the Lake Norman Orchestra, what do they do? Where do they go? Where do they learn about it?
They go to lknorchestra.org.
Okay.
That was lknorchestra.org. And that gives you all the information that they need to contact me. And then I tell them when our next rehearsal is going to be. Sometimes they're wondering if we have summer activities. We kind of takes a couple of months off in the summertime. But this is how a lot of people have connected with us, even if they're from far away. We had a lady from England They
Oh,
contacted us several months in advance, and she said, I'm moving back to the area, whatever. I'd love to play in an orchestra. What can I do?" And we got right back with her this morning. I had a girl that's going to be an exchange student in our area from Germany. And I said,
nice.
"This is what you do. This is how you get in touch with us." So lots of folks have used that method to get in touch with
Okay,
us.
great. So,
We have a minimum age in our orchestra, and it starts at 15 years old.
okay,
So
okay.
we've had 15-year-olds all the way up to we have one player that's 84.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
So 15 and up, you can play in the orchestra. No auditions required. If you're interested, you can go to Lake Norman or lknorchestra.org.
yes,
Find out more information. I guess questions for for those that may not be familiar with the orchestra. What makes Lake Norman Orchestra unique? What do you feel like sets you apart from other groups?
Well, we are a very, very diverse group. We have people who've been dedicated to the string experience, which is very different from a lot of the people who have been in band here in North Carolina. Not as many orchestras here in North Carolina as we kind of would like to, but lots of string experience from up north. And the combination, and especially when we have so much to offer the string people. We played several concertos this year, which is heavy lifting. And at the same time, we'll do that, and then we'll do a beach medley where they can laugh and take it easy. That combination, plus our growth in our string section, the brass and the woodwinds and percussion, they love the growth of our string section because it's just a really unique sound. It's very different from a concert band or a marching band. And I love concert bands and marching bands, I really do. But a string orchestra sound with a full orchestra is balm to the ears. It really is.
Now, do you all do any sort of outreach programs or collaborations?
Recently, we did one of my favorite things. Our chamber strings ensemble, 8 members, played a concert for the orchestra classes at South Iredell High School.
Oh, nice.
Stephanie Sendeluski, their very fine orchestra and chorus director, invited us to come out there and play for her students. And of course, we recruited some students while we were there, and 2 of her students joined us, which is wonderful. And I knew that South Iredell has a program called Night of 1,000 Strings, where they invite middle schools to come in and have a big concert. And I went last year because I was just trying to get into the public schools with our unique offerings. And she invited us to come back, and our string section went to South Iredell, and we played at that special Night of 1,000. We played 7 or 8
wow.
songs, and it was a very, very cool event. That
Nice.
was part of our big outreach. Those students and those parents will remember us when they finish their high school experience, and they say, "What am I going to do now with my violin or stuff like that?" Come join the
Yeah, this is
Lake
something
Norman
else to do.
Orchestra.
That's right. That's right. Now, and how do you select music? What's that thought process like, really quick?
We have a pretty good library there already. But we try to listen to our people, and a lot of our folks like to do pop music. We like to do a mix. That's why classical to classic is so important. We want to, and we like to alternate, so we have a kind of very balanced program of
Okay.
classical and classic music.
Nice. Well, we're going to hear more about that after the break here on Heart Mooresville.
We'll be right back with more Heart Mooresville on 1059 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, the warm weather hanging around as we stay in the upper 70s to near 80 for the next several days, but not necessarily the dry weather hanging around. Don't forget the rain gear on the way out the door over the next couple of days. It won't rain all the time. In fact, far from that. I expect there to be more dry time than wet time, but just be ready for the occasional shower or a pop-up thunderstorm over the next couple of days. 1 or 2 of those could be strong this afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Have you taken the DESCO Challenge? DESCO is where the professional goes for electrical supplies.
My name is Ashley. I just redid the lighting in my home, and the customer experience at DESCO was second to none.
See for yourself at DESCOInc.com.
Harrison's is the home of Work Western, and wow! For nearly 30 years, our family has been boots on the ground when it comes to work. We have the largest selection of in-stock boots in the Carolinas and the best workwear brands like Harriet, Carhartt, and Wrangler. Find us on Norman Station Boulevard in Mooresville.
Sweetheart, would you turn it down? The neighbors can hear us. Sweetheart, the neighbors can hear this.
Ladies, if your husband's favorite TV setting is way too loud, it might be time for a hearing test. If this sounds familiar, it's time to call Beltone in Mooresville and Cornelius. Call 877-HEAR-123 today. That's 877-HEAR-123. Turn down the TV and turn up the conversation. Call 877-HEAR-123 now.
Need a ride? iCats has you covered. Tuesdays to the VA in Salisbury, Thursday to Winston-Salem, and Fridays to Hickory. Plus, run errands every day around Iredell County for just $1. Visit rideicats.com.
Special buy Randy Marion Chevrolet of Statesville and Randy Marion Chevrolet of Mooresville 2024 brand new Chevrolet Malibus. These are the LTs starting at $19,988. That's right, $19,988 brand new, not a pre-owned car. Malibus starting at $19,988. That's right, Statesville Chevy, Mooresville Chevy. Come see us today. Pick the color, drive it home. You got it. King of price, king of deals. Randy Marion Chevrolet of Statesville, Randy Marion Mooresville.
Messy home, messy mind. Let Closets by Design Charlotte help you breathe easy this spring. Call 704-588-7272 for 40% off and mention WSIC or Lake Norman Woman Magazine for an additional 15% off. Spring into savings today. Visit closetsbydesign.com.
This is Sheriff Darren Campbell with the Iredell County Sheriff's Office. Every day, scammers are targeting people right here in our community through phone calls, emails, and text messages, trying to steal your money, your personal information, and even your identity. If someone calls claiming to be from a government, a bank, or even law enforcement demanding money or personal details, stop and think. Legitimate organizations will never ask for gift cards, wire transfers, or your passwords over the phone or email. If something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Hang up, don't click that link, and never share personal information with someone you don't trust. At the Iredell County Sheriff's Office, we're working to protect our community, and we're proud to partner with WSIC because local starts here, and keeping you informed keeps you safe. Stay alert, stay smart, and don't fall for a scam.
Inspire your team and gallop to greatness. Our horses at Willow Equine are outstanding at working with people on leadership and team building skills, perfect for corporate retreats. Visit willowequine.com as you gallop to greatness.
24/7 worldwide, non-stop.
WSIC.
Local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. With multitudes of federal employees using agency-owned phones and phone plans, the U.S. government is a gigantic customer of Verizon. And that helps explain Verizon's news today. This year's federal government cutbacks, including agency job cuts, have combined with ever fiercer pricing competition from rivals to hit Verizon's monthly subscriber ranks. The nation's biggest wireless provider says it lost 289,000 more monthly customers than it gained the first 3 months of the year. Most stocks are finding themselves higher on Wall Street today as traders chase what many are betting are bargain-priced shares following the Monday sell-off. Right now, the Dow and NASDAQ each are gaining more than 2%. S&P 500 rising almost 2%. A potentially welcome sign for home shoppers and a signal to potential sellers that it might be approaching time to sell. A new report from real estate brokerage Redfin finds U.S. home prices ticked higher by only 0.2% last month from the month before, slowest pace since 2022. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
The best talk all day long.
WSIC.
Local starts here. I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to I Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News, your small town radio station with a big heart. We're having a peaceful moonlight sonata right now. Shout out to our production team for setting the mood today with our classical music. Sam's in here watching me critiquing my conducting
Doing well.
skills. setting the tempo, right? No, so we're talking with Sam Kyzer, our music director for Lake Norman Orchestra, and Doug Lawrence, orchestra president, finding all about what's going on with the orchestra. So we've talked a little bit about the orchestra, how you guys got involved in the orchestra, what you've got going on, but there's a couple things that I would love to highlight. Number one is you are a nonprofit organization. It's free to attend the events that you put on. So do you accept donations? If people want to support Lake Norman Orchestra, how can they do that?
Well, they can do it through our website. On our website, we have PayPal, we have Venmo, and the most important thing, we have P.O. Box.
Yes.
That's some of our largest donations have come through the P.O. Box because just like, QR codes, you could talk to my wife about a QR code and she's going to look at you strange.
Yeah.
Just because of age and whatever. But so we have plenty of places that you can send a donation to because we are like any business. We have insurance costs. We have rental costs for our space. We practice at Eastside Baptist Church off Linwood Road, and they don't charge us a whole lot, but it's still, something when you don't charge anybody for what you do.
Right. So donations, people can go to the website, elcanorchestra.org to find out how to support the orchestra. And then you said you practice at Eastside Baptist Church.
We do. Tom Wiggs, the pastor there, bends over backwards to make sure that we have a great experience. But like I said, we every business right now, insurance costs are rising. We did it at our last place. We had a place to store our instruments there, and fortunately for us, their youth group exploded on them, so they said you have to move out. So moving out, we had to go buy a trailer, and so we have place. We have a very expensive sound system that luckily most of it got donated.
Oh, great!
So which since we don't charge, we have to start getting stuff donated.
Of course. Well, and you practice every Monday evening, 7 to 8?
7 to 8:30.
Okay, 7 to 8:30. So if, musicians out there, if you are interested in, getting involved in Lake Norman Orchestra, they practice every Monday evening, 7 to 8:30 at Eastside Baptist
Just
Church.
go to the website and contact Sam.
Okay, awesome. So I want to ask, because I love classical music. I love orchestra. I just love the sound, especially when you take a modern piece and turn it into that, that sound, that feel. It always gives me goosebumps when I hear it played like in that format. Is there a favorite piece of music that you have that is just your absolute favorite piece to conduct or play?
Well, we've played a lot of classical music. We've played some Beethoven and some Mozart, and there is a piece of music coming up this fall that we have not performed since I've been there, and it's the highlights from Wicked, the Broadway musical.
Ooh.
And we had a couple of people in our orchestra that went to see it and came to Charlotte, and they said, "Oh, we've got this in the library. We need it." It was just sitting there in our library with dust all over it. So we dusted it off, and I started studying whatever. And when we play that this fall, it's going to be special, not just for our audience, but our members really, because they've seen Ariana Grande on the screen,
Yes.
and then they've heard Adina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth do that.
Oh my gosh, gorgeous voice.
Aren't they amazing? And the production.
Popular.
There you go.
There we go.
Oh, I love
There
it.
you go.
Oh, we have a new singer.
And we've been dabbling in it this spring just to kind of get everybody excited about that. When the fall comes, we'll have to get a little more serious about that. Put that, but Defying Gravity's in there, and Popular,
Gorgeous.
and
I
When
love
I
that
Meet the
song.
Wizard, and No One Mourns the Wicked. It's really a very. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yes.
I'd like to see us in the future maybe do some music by Shostakovich. It's just a really heavy lift, very heavy lift, but I think we could do that. And I like the light classics too. I'm a big fan of Mozart.
Is that what? So, would you say you prefer to conduct, classical or more classic modern music?
I wish I had a preference, but after all my public school experience, I would require my students to play some fairly semi-classical music, whatever. but I
Mhm.
always had a piece of pop music in my pocket. Like we went to South Ardo, we had all this classical music prepared. We also prepared Seven Nation Army
Oh,
to
I love
play with their mass
White
orchestra,
Stripes.
which
Yep.
was an awful lot of fun. So I don't really have a favorite genre.
Yeah.
I'm kind of all over the place.
Okay. What about you, Doug? Do you prefer to play classical or modern?
It doesn't really matter because when I play percussion, my favorite is bacchanal.
Okay.
Now, when I play saxophone, it's Careless Whisper.
Ah, is that your that's your absolute favorite piece?
Yeah.
To play?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's fun. It's fun to play on the alto sax on that one.
He does a great job.
Oh yeah, I bet the saxophone sounds great. Oh.
Well, I'm lucky in that I get to play saxophone or play with 50 other people
Right.
versus the other band I'm in, it's 16 piece. So.
And Doug also sings with our orchestra too. We like to showcase a lot of singers. 'Cause
Oh.
you add the lyrics to a song that sounds really, really good, and it engages with the audience. And Doug and our other soloists, vocalists, they do a great job.
Especially Journey.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I like that.
The second song is Open Arms.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
the violins, the violins start it, and it puts me in the mood to absolutely sing the best.
I love that. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I guess similar question to: is there a orchestra that you would just love to play with or conduct?
I think if I had a chance to there's an orchestra in Europe called St. Martin in the Fields.
Okay.
And I've been listening to them for a long, long time. And they don't do the real loud stuff that I like. I like to conduct things that are real fast and real loud. That's why we do the William Tell Overture and Overture 1812 and March to the Scaffold,
How about fanfare?
Oh, I like that too. But the St. Martin in the Fields, they don't do any pop music. They only do this real light Mozart stuff. But I fell in love with that music when I was at LSU. I got my master's at LSU, and I fell in love with Mozart's small ensemble music. So anytime we do any Mozart, it just feels great. And St. Martin's in the Fields has a great reputation. They used to have a conductor named Ado Devart, and I learned so much just by listening to that. And that learning that music translates to conducting our Led Zeppelin reunion, believe it or not.
You've never heard anything like Led Zeppelin played by an orchestra. I mean, it really sounds good.
Well, I'm definitely gonna look up St. Martin's in the Fields. I'm gonna search them after the show. Now, what about you, Doug? Is there a orchestra that you would have loved to play with?
Oh, just all of them.
Yeah, you just love to play.
I just love to play.
I like that. I think that's where it comes from, right? A passion of music and playing. That's what makes people do what they do. And
it started in middle school, or I called it sixth grade then. And the years I didn't play, it was kind of sad. Then I got back into music again.
You did.
So it's just been wonderful. So
okay, well, we're gonna talk a little bit more now. When we come back from break, you are gonna get to hear Lake Norman Orchestra, Sam and Doug play a game. Will you play a game with us?
Sure.
Of course.
We love playing games here in Heart Mooresville, so you got to come back after the break and hear us play rapid fire questions with Lake Norman Orchestra.
As local as Mooresville. Christine Patterson and Don Smyle host Heart Mooresville on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Well, the warm weather hanging around as we stay in the upper 70s to near 80 for the next several days, but not necessarily the dry weather hanging around. Don't forget the rain gear on the way out the door over the next couple of days. It won't rain all the time. In fact, far from that. I expect there to be more dry time than wet time, but you should be ready for the occasional shower or a pop-up thunderstorm over the next couple of days. One or two of those could be strong this afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. This Saturday is the Spring Taba Walk in Old Town Cornelius. The area's premier arts and music festival is a fun-filled event with something for the entire family, including 2 stages of live performances, local artists and vendors, craft breweries, food trucks, a petting zone, kid areas, games, giveaways, and more. We'll see you Saturday in Old Town Cornelius for the Spring Taba Walk. The 500 Club in Statesville presents live music on Saturday night with a performance by Trax Trio. The trio will cover a wide variety of music from a range of styles and genres, plus include their own original music. Call 704-872-9990 or visit the 500 Club online for more details on live music this Saturday night. Join Eastwood Homes for the grand opening of Peyton's Creek in Statesville on Laurel Cove Road, May 3rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Discover stunning 1 to 2 acre home sites, explore Eastwood's Build on Your Lot program, and enjoy tasty food, sweet treats, music, games, and family fun. May 3rd, don't miss this exciting community celebration. Hey Lake Norman, Pulp Juice and Smoothie Bar is having their grand opening on Tuesday, April 22nd at their brand new Cornelius location, 9623 Bailey Road, Suite 101. Come out, try one of their amazing fresh smoothies, and while you're there, enter for a chance to win free smoothies for an entire year. Get the details and enter online at pulpjuiceandsmoothie.com. Again, that's Tuesday, April 22nd. See you at Pulp Cornelius. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Flores, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Call now to speak with iHeart Mooresville hosts Christine Patterson and Don Smyle at 844-STUDIO-4. It's iHeart Mooresville on WSIC.
Welcome back to iHeart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. We are talking with guests Sam and Doug of the Lake Norman Orchestra today. Now, we were saying before the break, we love to play games. Now, Rapid Fire is a segment where we're going to ask you questions really quick, and you have to say the first thing that comes to mind. Now, don't think about it too much, okay? So first thing, out. We're going to take turns. Amy, my lovely guest co-host, Amy Sherrill, and I are going to take turns asking questions, and you guys each answer, not at the same time. So let's get our ducks in a row here. Sam's going to go first, then Doug second, okay? All right. Are we ready to play Rapid Fire? All right. First question. Favorite composer? Go.
Beethoven.
Mozart.
Okay.
All right. First instrument you ever learned?
Saxophone.
Guitar.
What is the dream venue to conduct or play in?
The Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles.
Ooh.
Oh, right now it's Liberty Park, Mooresville.
Oh. Shout out. Liberty Park.
Okay. Go to pump-up song before a big concert. I know you're going to say Journey.
Yeah, Journey. There you go.
Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake.
I like that's a good song. Okay. Orchestra section that gets into the most mischief.
The trumpets.
Trumpets.
There you
go.
Really? What is it about the trumpet?
We gotta watch.
They can't stop talking.
They can't. They won't.
They're
All right, we got to look out for these trumpet folks.
Okay. Most underrated instrument in the orchestra. Underrated.
Oh, triangle.
Oh,
The viola. Absolutely.
the viola, which I know what is completely now than the difference between a violin. One piece of music everyone should hear live at least once.
Oh, Bacchanal.
1812 Overture.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to have to look that one up.
Okay. Who would you play in a movie about your musical life?
Who would play you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Who would play you?
Well, they'd have to be very, very tall.
And witty.
And I don't think Charlton Heston is available anymore.
No.
Oh, that's a hard one. Who would play me? Anybody but Alec Baldwin. How about that?
Anybody but Alex.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. I was,
good
I was thinking
choice.
Tom
He's
Hanks,
a
actually.
classic. Everyone
I
loves
see
Tom
that.
Hanks.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
just like Tom Hanks. There you go. One piece of music the community needs to hear Lake Norman Orchestra perform.
Oh, it's so easy. It's called "Sing Your Own Song." It's an anti-bullying song that we had to get special permission from the publishing company for me to range, and then we had a singer that sang it, and everybody needs to hear "Sing Your Own Song." The words are fantastic, the melody, and it meant so much to hear our singers sing that at our
Are we going to
concert.
hear it on the 27th of April?
No,
Okay.
it's kind of on the backlog for that moment.
Okay.
Okay.
What-
1812.
1812. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm percussion. So
Okay.
lots of percussion.
And last question.
One word to describe Lake Norman Orchestra. One word.
Family.
Lively.
Those are
Good
good.
words.
Yeah.
Good words. Well, thank you guys. You won. You won
won.
all the
You
prizes.
knew all your answers.
We don't really have any prizes, but you did it.
Good job.
Good job. Thank you for
Yes.
playing with us.
You're very welcome.
So, we like to also keep people informed about events going on in the area. Now, you all, of course, have the event on the April 27th coming up at the Jovi Knox Auditorium. What time is the event?
3:00.
3:00 p.m.
Okay.
Jovi Knox Auditorium. It's
The
a
Charles
free
Mack
event.
Citizen Center.
Free event.
Free.
That's right. And then you also have a event in May, on May 18th at 2 p.m. Now, where is that? And tell
That's
us
at
about it.
Laurel Gray Vineyards, and that's right at Hamptonville.
Okay, and so Laurel Gray Winery Vineyards.
Yeah, 2 to 4.
And May 18th at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So one last shout out. How do people find out more about Lake Norman Orchestra?
They go to lknorchestra.org, and has my email address on there. Contact me, and we will get you involved as a donor, or as a participant, or just as a fan. Just give me an email, and we'll get a hold of you.
Okay. Well, thank you guys both for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.
So, lots going on in the area. I would say spring has sprung, and when spring springs, the event season is on. So we have lots going on. The Experience and Engagement Department of Mooresville, the town of Mooresville, which Amy and I are both a part of, has rolled out the lineup for the Rock the Park Summer Concert Series at Liberty Park. So we kick off May 2nd with the Tams. So
Ooh,
beach
there you go.
music.
Yes.
We have a beach music following. If you don't know this about us, people come
Love
and
it.
line dance. We have a whole gang out there.
Yeah, the party gang.
The party gang.
Yeah.
That's what
Shout
their
out-
shirts
shout
say.
out to Juanita.
That's right.
That's what their Facebook page is.
Yeah, the
And we'll
party
be
gang.
doing the beach music thing.
I'm sorry.
At Joe Knox, we'll be doing the beach music. with them.
Oh,
see?
you have beach
You're
music
kicking
too.
it
off. Oh, yeah, of
See?
course.
Oh yeah.
All right, spring is beach music time. It
I
makes
grew
me
up
want to
on
go to the
beach
beach.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
I love it. So the Tams are going to kick us off May 2nd. Now, all of the outdoor concert series, they start at 6:30 p.m., but food trucks and breweries open at 6 o'clock, so you can come earlier and get your drink and get your snack and
Get your spot on the lawn.
Get your spot. You can bring blankets and lawn chairs. No tents, because we try to be respectful of, viewing of everyone. But bring your tents, your lawn chairs, pick a place, get a drink, and lay back and listen to some good music. So after the Tams on May 2nd, then June, and it's the first Friday in June, except for July and August. And July we always do the second Friday just to be respectful of the 4th of July. And then August, we're doing something a little bit special. We're actually going to do it on a Saturday because we have a national platinum recording artist that is coming. Now, we're not announcing it till June 28th, but it is a classic rock band that you will know the name of when we announce it in June.
Yes.
Super excited.
Stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. But the lineup, so the Tams kicks us off. Then June, we're actually going to do something special. So we have Crucial Fire, which is a reggae band, and we're going to do a Caribbean theme tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes, we have food trucks,
Food.
Caribbean themed food trucks, all the things.
Giveaways.
Dancing. We have dancers coming to do Caribbean dancing. It's going to be a good night. July, we have The Chain, which is Danny Kerr, who was on The Voice. And she fronts the band The Chain, which is a Fleetwood Mac tribute band. They are amazing.
Yeah.
And she sounds like her, like she has the whole outfit going on. It's a cool experience. And then in August, of course, our surprise concerts, our special concert performance with our surprise act that will be announced June 28th. And then we end in September with the Jimmy Buffett tribute.
Yep. It's gonna be fun. That was
yeah.
a pretty well attended concert a couple years ago.
Yeah. I think
people.
Jimmy Buffett was probably one of our most popular concerts.
For sure.
Yeah. It was very
It was
well
packed.
attended. It was packed. People got into it. They were into the theme. We had the glasses.
Gondola
and the-
line going around. It was fun.
Yeah, fun night. So we're super excited about Rock the Park. And then after that, our indoor series starts back. So it's like all over. We have music every month. Every month we have something. But then of course, shout out to September 13th, Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival coming up. This is our 3rd annual Bands, Brews, and Barbecue Festival.
Yes. So
It is.
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It is.
So we do have a national act, which we'll be announcing soon for that concert as well.
We're just teasing everyone.
Yes. I can't wait to make the announcements. We have to do it in a fun way though. But we have confirmed someone. But that event presented by Dubotech, which is our presenting sponsor, they are so supportive and have signed on to be our presenting sponsor every year. And they, of course, Dubotech makes the U.S. Olympic bobsled team bobsleds for Team USA right here in Mooresville.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't know that the U.S. Olympic bobsleds are made right here in Mooresville.
Yep.
See, you learned something new today. So they're such a supportive company, but they do even more. I mean, they're an OEM for General Motors. They also make, everything from like prosthetic legs for sea turtles. I mean, it's really insane.
The thing.
Carbon fiber manufacturing, all the things. So very glad to have them signed back on this year. We have a family fun zone with rides, barbecue,
beer garden,
all the things.
Yes.
Lots to do. But the music is just great. So that event coming up September 13th. And then some community events that I want to shout out, not hosted by the town, but amazing events nonetheless. So Throttle Thursday, it was supposed to kick off on April 24th, but I think because of weather's
not quite, cooperating this week. It's a little bit of rain coming.
I think they're going to reschedule for May 8th, I believe. So
I think that was a tentative date.
Yes, a little bit of delayed start to the Throttle Thursday kickoffs, but Throttle Thursday in this event, they bring classic cars and motorcycles and vendors and just a really good time on Main Street in downtown Mooresville. So a little delayed kickoff for that. And then Uncorked and Artsy on May 2nd is coming out.
Main Street.
Yep, downtown Mooresville. And then there's some really great vendor events on May 4th at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. It's the Mother's Day Mega Market and the Bridal Collective. Tons of vendors, even activities. The whole Charles Mack Citizen Center will be filled. That's 11 to 4 on May 4th.
Get your Mother's Day presents.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get your Mother's Day gifts. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We've enjoyed the conversation. April 27th, Lake Norman Orchestra at the Joe V. Knox Auditorium. Everyone have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Serving you better than ever before. 1059 100.7 WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.
Got a Toyota? Get it serviced at Quality Car Care of Statesville. Looking for a great pre-owned vehicle? Quality Car Care has you covered at 2040 Old Mountain Road. Visit QualityCarCareStatesville.com.
Well, the warm weather hanging around as we stay in the upper 70s to near 80 for the next several days, but not necessarily the dry weather hanging around. Don't forget the rain gear on the way out the door over the next couple of days. It won't rain all the time. In fact, far from that. I expect there to be more dry time than wet time, but just be ready for the occasional shower or a pop-up thunderstorm over the next couple of days. One or two of those could be strong this afternoon. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Yeehaw for rodeo season at Harrison's, the home of work, western, and wow. Whether you compete or cheer from the stands, Harrison has the looks to help you wow the crowd. Get western classics and the latest styles from Harriet, Cinch, Rock and Roll Denim, and Wrangler. Find us in Mooresville.
Take your life by the reins and let the horses at Willow Equine heal and empower you. Located in Mooresville, our services help with trauma, anxiety, depression, and addiction. Love life again. Visit willowequine.com today.